afternoon, everybody. With due respect to all the eminent speakers in the dais, and I can see lots of experience, knowledge across the dais. I'm confident that whatever views I'll be putting forth will be received well. One of the surveys distinctly indicated that out of the 37 countries which were devastated in Second World War, only 9 were devastated because of external aggression, and rest devastated because of the weakness in internal security. Security is a very holistic concept. You speak of the security of your body itself in the given environment, your internal resistance, your power to show your strength to the people around, your capacity to assimilate with the environment, with your knowledge, with your skill, and create a secured environment for yourself. There are so many dimensions to the security. Therefore, when this survey says that internal security matters, then we have to think in a different way. With due respect to my brothers in the defense forces, and as Bakshi Sahib himself indicated, now the situation of direct wars, because of the preparedness of all the nations, it's a mutual deterrence. The asymmetric warfare has come. Now when it is a proxy war situation, then the whole turf is the civic society. People are intruding the human terrain in so many ways. Even the investments which are coming, we are not sure. Even the people who are coming through NGOs with philanthropic money, you are not sure who is making entry where. Even when the borders are being intruded by someone or the other. Even when the drugs are being introduced in Punjab, in the border areas of Rajasthan, because they are turning the generations unworthy of doing anything. This is also a part of the proxy warfare. So there is a need for, and it is unfortunate that till now, the type of synergy which should have developed between the civic society and the police agencies, we have not reached to that synergy level. That is a very important aspect for the security, because the nature of war is changing. You are aware that I was in border security force at that point of time. And all the border security forces in the army, they are prepared. But through the cyber radicalization, the ISIS changed the mindset of an engineer in Bangalore. They mutated through him even without crossing the border, and he did all the jobs which they wanted to do. Even by physically sending an agent, they would have done, they need not have to come. So the whole type of warfare is changing. There's a huge radicalization through internet. What do we do about it? Even the human trafficking is taking place. There's a digital human trafficking taking place. And most of the parents who are working out, we do not know that how the mindset of the youngsters is being radicalized, and they are mutating even without crossing over. The data sovereignty. In the name of technology, we all are passing out all our data, and with the artificial intelligence coming in, with the Internet of Things coming in, now these are the new dimensions of the security. You suddenly will find that all the power is gone. Suddenly you will find that the barrages are open. Whatever you are controlling through computers, there may be cyber attacks. These are the new dimensions of security coming in. So there is a situation where there has to be assimilation of security forces as well as the civic society, because there is an indulgence of civic society in all these spheres. As I said, that it is not only the force. There are 2-3 important things. We are living in a civilized society, as I said. Even in a locality, when we make a place for ourselves, we secure ourselves in the locality, we assimilate with people. So there are soft powers. With soft power, they may be cultural, they may be anything which we can share with which the people can benefit across the globe. Now it's the era of the global community, mutual dependence, interdependence, valuing each other's ethos. So assimilation provides an answer. With experience, we have also learned that we have to position ourselves on the security grid. And here, the diplomacy plays an important role. Diplomacy and lobbying itself is an important tool, and in many situations, it's not that each time something happens, you take a steroid or go to the surgeon for the surgery. Sorry. Even the MD has got its role. When the surgery is needed, the surgery will be done. But in every case, you cannot do it. There are other preventive aspects. There are other options which are lesser. Because important is, what is the methodology? Even the police goes as, okay, badmash hai, shoot him. No, this is not going to work. Even so many people who are languishing in jails, even we are looking after the correctional administration. There's the onus on the society to see that the people who are going to the jail, they have to be mainstreamed back to the society. There are people with different kind of mindsets. But India is one country where different civilizations, different cultures, the diaspora, this is the strength of the country that we find always the ways of assimilation. Yesterday I was attending in Sahitya Academy a discussion on Gandhi. And a beautiful thing, it was put in very beautifully. What is the difference between Lenin's approach and Gandhi's approach? Lenin focused on the oppressors. उसने जो शोषण कर रहा था उस पे focus किया. Then it was against the whole approach which he developed was against the oppressor, the violence, reprisal. Gandhi focused on the victim. What is happening with the people who have been oppressed? So the whole approach was non-violence, it was full of empathy, it was full of kindness and taking the people along and reaching to a solution. So there are many ways, but you all belong to a civilized society. Educated people, the methodology does count. When we talk of the political will, again, my take on the subject is that in India, the democracy is developing. We have seen the changes. We have seen the changes when the election was a, nightmare. We used to talk of booth capturing and all. It is the same civic society which has changed its attitude towards election. They are participating in elections, we are using technologies, and now elections have become very peaceful, systematized. What the civic society wants, it is done. Again, the second example I give of is of the smoking. When the civic society realizes that yes, environmentally is not suiting us, even if people don't smoke now, not because somebody will come and catch, because there is the pressure of the civic society. So, civic society, so just 1 minute, I'll just finish. The civic society. So what matters is the values which we have to develop. Whatever is happening in the country because of the lack of values. And there was a time when the civic society has a pressure on us. When we were a child, I tell you that I took a pencil, my father was in government service, I took a pencil on which it was written Rajasthan Sarkar. The teacher and everybody observed in the school, hey, you have stolen the pencil meant for the public work. That was the pressure, but there is no pressure now of the civic society. It is a huge thing, and the corruption, this opportunism which is coming, this has to be tackled by us as part of the civic society, and we have to think of assimilation. It is the place of Gautam Buddha. I have read him in detail, and he tried both the extremes, and finally says that the middle path pays in the long run. So we must capitalize on our values of taking everybody along, of finding an assimilation, and I have the great hope, the way we have come now as a democracy, the political will which we are talking of, let us go beyond the parties, because even you fight an election today, you will also adopt the same thing, because unless the people on the ground change, and I was talking to Mr. Pandit that even I am responsible, we thought that the people who get education, they will be a strength to the country. But most of us, as soon as we get educated, what do? My house, my service, my family, my area. my place, how much of we are going out of this self-centric and going to the society and really contributing. If we can increasingly do that, I think the security perspectives have to come in a very holistic way and not in a single surgical manner. Thank you very much.